Stochastic terrorism, the public demonization of a person or group resulting in incitement of a violent act, which is statistically probable, but whose specifics cannot be predicted.
We do have some breaking news out of Colorado Springs. At least 5 people are dead, 18 are hurt after a shooting at a gay nightclub called Club Q.
In Colorado, the gunman suspected of shooting and killing 5 people Saturday night at Club Q, an LGBTQ plus nightclub in Colorado Springs, has been indicted for murder and hate crimes. Officials have identified the 5 victims as Daniel Davis Aston, a 28-year-old trans man who moved from Tulsa, Oklahoma 2 years ago and worked as a bartender and entertainer at Club Q. Kelly Loving, a 40-year-old trans woman who had recently moved to Denver and whose sister described her as loving, caring, and sweet. 38-year-old Derek Rump, a Club Q bartender whose mother described as a kind, loving person who had a heart of gold. 35-year-old Ashley Paw, who leaves behind an 11-year-old daughter devastated by the loss of her mother.
Now, am I sad that 5 homos got shot? No, I'm not sad at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's a good thing that they're not here anymore to molest kids. Like, I really don't care that those people got killed. And you're like, that sounds really hateful, Pastor. Well, it is hateful because I do hate them, because they're a menace and a wart on the rear end of society. Amen. And there's nothing redeeming about them whatsoever.
So let's say you were interested in sexualizing children, and unfortunately some people are. What would you do? You might have a drag queen story hour.
If you don't see that as teetering on the edge of losing civilization, then you and I just disagree.
Pernicious and sick drag queen story hours.
Why would any parent allow their child to be sexualized by an adult man with a fetish for kids?
A sort of pedophilic, predatory farm system that the groomers have set up.
They want to sexualize children.
It's up to all of us to fight back against that, tooth and nail.
Throw them in prison, and whenever they get out, if they do get out, put them on the sex offender registry for life. Stopping it is not a gentle or a painless process. The farther along the cancer is, the more aggressive you have to be in fighting.
People should push back against this. And of course, people should arm themselves with the literature and the people in their own words who have advocated for this deeply disturbing sexualization of children.
Yeah, people should definitely arm themselves. I agree with that.
Pentru că mâine, poi mâine nouă ne impun deja alte valori, valori străine neamului nostru. Ne pun să meargă gay ăștia și cine mai sunt acolo, tătă LGBT-ul ăsta să meargă pe străzi și să meargă în marș. Dar noi să-i răbdăm.
Stochastic terrorism is the public demonization of a person or group resulting in the incitement of a violent act, which is statistically probable but whose specifics cannot be predicted. The conservative discourse abounds with anti-LGBTQ+ hate. Some conservatives say the quiet part out loud, namely that the terrorist attacks against the community will continue until the community stops grooming children. By grooming, they mean LGBTQ+ people existing in social spaces. In short, as long as LGBTQ+ people exist, you will be murdered by us, say the conservatives. Vigilance is not optional and can't be delegated. Every day, when we wake up, we need to ask ourselves, what can we do to minimize violence against us? The best tools to protect ourselves are strong communities and political power. We need to be organized in networks that can provide moral, physical, juridical, and political support. While politics can be boring and dumb, it can give power. In turn, power can be used in order to create structures, laws, and systems that protect us. If the police can't properly serve us, we need to infiltrate the police, rise up the ranks, and serve ourselves. If political parties can't represent us, we need to infiltrate parties and represent ourselves. If the judicial system acquits criminals guilty of committing hate crimes, we must become judges and hand out justice. Vigilance is not optional, it is mandatory.